Aloha! You are listening to Inside the Desert Oasis Room, episode number 146. This episode is sponsored by Tandawai Rum, the world's largest rum producer and winner of over 170 international medals in the past 4 decades. Check out their webpage at tandawaiusa.com or follow them on Facebook or Instagram at tandawaiusa. This episode is sponsored by the Tiki Bar T-Shirt Club, where their monthly T-shirt designs pay tribute to a Polynesian bar or restaurant from days long past. Each design is available for a limited time and will never be produced again. For the collectors out there, be sure to check out their subscription program, where they offer a discounted 3, 6, or 12-month plan. For more information and to check out this month's shirt, visit tikibartshirtclub.com. This podcast is also sponsored by the Tonga Hut. With locations in both North Hollywood and Palm Springs, California, the Tonga Hut serves classic tiki cocktails in a classic tiki setting. Dine in a secret tiki hideaway or learn about rum and rum history at one of their educational seminars. And if you're up to the challenge, take the journey to join the Loyal Order of Drooling Bastards. For information on events, Rum Club, and more, go to tongahut.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram. On this episode, we chat with Frank Bui. I first met Frank at the inaugural Mahalo Monday monthly tiki night at the Prohibition-era themed speakeasy, the Blind Rabbit, hidden in the bowels of the Anaheim Packing House. Hear his story of how he went from a decade-long career in designing product packaging to becoming one of Orange County's premier craft cocktail bartenders. As always, I hope you enjoy this episode as much as we did bringing it to you. If you enjoy this podcast, please give us a good rating. Doing so helps people find the show and boosts our presence. Also, subscribing makes it easier for you to follow our adventures, and subscribers always get new releases first. You can find previous episodes at our website, desertoasisroom.com. as well as links to our social media, along with links to our guests' websites and their social media. Alrighty, let's get started. Recorded live from the Packing House in Anaheim, California. Give it up for Frank Bui.
Desert Oasis Room.
We are live.
Awesome.
Aloha, Frank.
Aloha.
Thanks for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Adrian.
I'm glad that we finally got to make this happen because it's been a touch and go thing. We've been trying to get things set up and then it ends up not working. And then we finally said, you know what? Let's deal without Andrew.
Let's just do it. Sorry, Andrew. We love you.
We love you, Andrew, but we just wanted to make it happen. Yeah. So, have you talked to him lately?
I talked to him, I believe, last week.
Oh, did you really?
Just through messaging, yeah.
See, I haven't talked to him in a while. I feel kind of bad. I keep promising that I'm going to get over there more often.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Let's talk about how you and I met. So I'm excited about having you on the podcast because you are one of my favorite bartenders.
Thank you.
And, this podcast is centered around tiki and cocktail culture.
Yeah.
And you and I met when you were working at the Blind Rabbit.
Yes.
So let's talk about your origin story in regards to all of that, because when you and I met, you were just bar backing at the time.
I was just a bar back.
Right?
Correct. Yeah. I started there about 4 years ago as a prep. So I actually never saw the inside of the bar.
Oh, really?
For I believe almost a year.
Shut up.
Yeah, I was.
So what were you doing? Were you just cutting fruits?
Yeah, I would just come in early morning, or actually early afternoon, cut fruit, juice, get the garnish ready,
mix syrups,
kind of make sure mix syrups, clean the bar,
right.
Make sure we hit the pars every day, and then it was just come in, leave, and that was it. If anything, I saw the bartenders maybe like in passing, or sometimes I would just leave early.
Really?
And the bar would be set for them, and they would just do the thing. And
how much time is spent in all that prep?
At the Rabbit, it was about 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
It really depends on
every day.
Every day is different. That's
it is.
Yeah, like
so there's not like a routine for how much juice you have to do.
There's a routine, but if you have some juices left over, then I got you. You don't have to do that. But for the most part, it was always fresh lemon and lime. That was something you did every single day,
right?
And that's what they pride themselves on, and
of course,
and that's what creates good cocktails is
of course
fresh juices. Yeah. So.
Just out of curiosity, how much did they go through as far as lime and lemon and grapefruit juice and all that kind of stuff?
It really depends on the day. On a weekend, we were talking about maybe 4 or 5 liters. You know, on a slow day, might be one or 2
not
liters.
Even half.
Yeah, not even half.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
But it's especially when they were growing, because I started probably about 6 months in, I believe. So there was, it would always change, especially, and then when you have new menus, that would change as well. So it was always the first month was always a feeling out process, and then during whatever season, if you just blew through lemon one day, you're like, well, you need to up that par, so our bar back doesn't have to in the middle of the night or in the middle of the shift have to go and juice
have to go and do
a ton of lemons.
Yeah.
So
I remember the first time, and I just recognized you. The first time that Blind Rabbit started doing these Mahalo Mondays.
Yeah.
I'd been in the Blind Rabbit before, and, it was one of these things where, I don't remember if there was a dress code. Was there a dress code? I think that there was, right?
There is. There is. It's a little bit more relaxed now because of all the complaints they got. And,
okay.
Yeah. and well, can't blame them. We're in Southern California.
Right.
So so I think they slowly started, being a little more lenient. There's still a dress code, but it's a lot of people complain. But you can literally wear a blank T-shirt, jeans.
Really?
Yeah, and walk in.
I remember before it was like
collared
shirt.
Yeah,
you couldn't wear shorts.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
No
and
tank
then
tops. Yeah,
right, no tank tops. And then that first Mahalo Monday, I saw you standing outside. You were wearing, I think, a tank top, shorts, and flip flops.
Probably. If it was the Mahalo Monday, I don't remember what I wore through the day.
I remember thinking,
through the tiki
wait a second. How come this dude could wear all this?
What gives?
I didn't know you yet, though. So.
Yeah. That was, I believe that, I think that was the first Mahalo Monday where...
It was the first one. I remember it was the first one that... Because there were stuff there that was happening that was... It was kind of a little... what's the word I'm looking for? A little unorthodox or whatever. Because they were doing Mahalo Mondays that had like Little Mermaid and World Wrestling Federation.
They were theming out
They were theming them out, but I thought like wrestling, like the WWE stuff was just not tiki, But the drinks were excellent. And that's the thing, is that the drinks were so good that it just kept coming.
I think they just wanted to change it up and give it, a Mahalo Monday, but it was... I guess it was loosely based tiki night. It was still I think it was the spirit of it, but
I think it was just like a themed, in the spirit of it, but it's just like kind of a themed night is what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
So, and they were calling it Mahalo Monday.
Yeah. And they were always fun, but and those days were just, especially the first one was just whatever could go wrong went wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh, I bet.
Like you can only prepare. It's so tough to prepare for one day of special cocktails and.
Right.
So it was that day you saw me, I was just sweating bullets. Just running around making sure all the bases were covered.
You did it all with a smile on your face.
Always. That's part of the job.
What got you doing that in the first place? Were you always in hospitality?
No, I was not. That was actually my very first hospitality job.
Oh, it was?
Okay. I was a graphic designer.
For
10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So before I even touched foot in any restaurant, I had a desk job, 8 to 5 for 10 straight years at I was doing a lot of packaging design.
Yeah, I know people who do package design.
Yeah.
Wow. So what happened there? Was it just soul sucking? Did you just not enjoy it?
Yeah, pretty much. After 10 years for me it was after 5 years. I was just getting that itch. This is. Every day was the same. I could literally count. I could tell you what's going to happen, the next day without even knowing what's going to happen. It's just because that's what happens.
Was that what you were seeking out to do originally, like as your career path?
No, that kind of just fell in my lap when I left college, because I graduated from UCI with a studio art degree, and apparently I took one class of graphic design. Yeah, and it was the exact thing that whatever company I was looking for at the time needed. And so I just got comfortable, to be honest. It was just, you find a job that pays pretty well. Yeah. And the next thing you know, it's 10 years. And
well, dude, you're preaching to the choir, man. I mean, the last job that I was in IT, and I hated it. Yeah. And I went to school for that, and you kind of, you get comfortable, but then you also get stuck once you reach a certain salary where you kind of you're scared to do something different because you're like, oh, I can't make less money. Yeah,
and I can't leave. And
I can't leave
benefits.
Yeah,
benefits is what gets really nice.
That's where there's that, and then I had a degree in that, and I thought I'd be throwing my degree away. And, I built my career and all those years that I spent climbing the corporate ladder, I'll throw all that away. And so I totally get it, man.
Yeah. And so, that's... But then again, a lot of people don't figure out what they want to do, like me, until, you're 32. Right. And that's I mean, I had a hunch of what I wanted to do. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I did want to do something with my hands. I was like, I got to be somewhat more creative than just, clicking mouses and, typing up emails every day and, doing all that stuff. And
so when you were working over at the Blind Rabbit, was your intention to work your way up into that bartender role?
Yes.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Absolutely. When I started there, it was, my mindset before when I left my design job was, I think I'm just going to bar back. I'm going to find some place that is hopefully hiring and I can jump in and just bar back, work my way up to a bartender. I had no idea if I would like it or not. Okay. But I did know that I'm like, I just got to give it a try.
Was Blind Rabbit the place that you intended to go, or was it kind of that was the opportunity that was available to you at the time?
That I applied everywhere. I applied to so many places, and
I guess what I'm leading at is, was it a craft cocktail journey that you were looking at, or did you just want to be in more of a social position?
Oh, it was. I think it was more craft cocktail. It was more craft cocktail.
Yeah. Okay.
That was what I wanted to do, and because I know when I went to bars and especially craft cocktail bars, for me it was always, man, what would it be like to stand behind that bar and just whip out these these pretty intricate drinks and have see the guests with their face lit up and happy, and I was like, well, you know what, it's
you gotta give it a shot,
and so I give it a try, and I put everything into it. I literally put everything. I left a comfortable job for minimum wage for a long time, and worked my way up to.
Dude, I haven't made minimum wage in
well, as bartenders, there's minimum wage.
Listen, I'm going to say this. Yeah. Like this podcast. Yeah, it's like me working at McDonald's, man. I mean, there's no money in podcasts. I think I probably make more money working at McDonald's. So, I'm not knocking minimum wage or anything like that.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have a little cushion to lay on. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it took me pretty much a year to actually leave the job because it was me just kind of scheming, seeing let's just not spend any money, just save up, keep my bonuses, and
so it was a calculated move.
It was definitely calculated. Yeah. I wouldn't just walk up and leave. Cause when I did leave, I had a nice little severance. Yeah. Along with all that stuff. So it was I was very, very fortunate, and it kind of helped push me to do what I wanted to do.
So what was the journey like for you going to where you are now? Was it everything that you pictured it to be? Was it different?
I'd probably say it's different because who knows what's gonna happen. I had no idea. I was just like, I just want to do it. Yeah. I used to be I used to wake up at 5 Now I wake
Now
up.
you sleep
I
at
wake up,
5?
like now I sleep at 5. Wake up at 11 or 12, sometimes 2, and just like.
Right.
But that was like one of the first things that I learned is like.
To flip
now.
that over.
Yeah, now I'm like wide awake like at 12.
Yeah.
Midnight, and then it's weird because I consider myself pretty introverted, and so to work a job that requires you to talk to guests and to be just to be wide open, that's I didn't expect I didn't think I would do that well.
Yeah.
But
let me ask you something that I've never asked this to a bartender before, but I've always wanted to ask. What have you learned about people being in the position that you're in now?
Oh man, depends what kind of people we're talking. A lot of people don't like being told no.
Okay.
I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
Because when you do say no, you see people just get thoroughly upset, especially at the front door.
Yeah.
I actually worked pretty much worked all the positions at the Blind Rabbit. I have worked the door, and when you say no,
especially in a place that requires reservations.
Like you get the dirtiest looks.
Yeah.
But you know what you do, you reply with a smile.
Yeah.
And I learned the smile diffuses everything. Right? So,
oh yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, even when I mess up or I do something stupid, I just smile and like kind of apologize. But it's just funny how it diffuses a lot of situations because if I said sorry and gave you a stink face, I'm probably gonna get slapped.
I said no.
No. And next thing you know, I'm on the floor like, what happened?
Right.
But people in general are nice. Like everyone means well.
Yeah.
And so that's and if you're nice to them, they're nice. Like it just goes back and forth. And because like I said, I had an office job and I never dealt with people. So to kind of just to this day, I actually do get nervous when people sit in front of me.
Oh really?
I get a little anxiety, especially if it's large parties. They just plop in front of me. Not gonna lie, I get really nervous.
I think that's natural.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, it's like that at a house party. When I'm I'm not a bartender by trade. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But I'll do stuff at home.
Yeah.
It's a lot different, obviously. There.
Yeah.
It's more relaxed. You don't have people that are just. Yeah, you still want to be a good host to your guests.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're paying your bills. So I think a lot of people forget that they're literally paying your bills. So if someone's gonna pay my rent for the month, I'm gonna be really nice to you, regardless of how demanding or how mean you are. I'm just gonna smile through my grin and
right.
Get through and
just get through it.
Yeah, and if they don't look happy, then win them over.
That's a good attitude.
That's kind of you have to be.
That's a good attitude.
And then the best part is winning them over when they leave happy, and there's many times when people don't want to sit at the bar, they want to sit at a booth, and they're like, you see, you're like, well, you know what, I'm gonna make them always want to sit at the bar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And when they leave, they're like, oh man, thank you so much, like so glad we stayed at the bar.
Yeah, see, in my mind, as somebody who enjoys sitting in bars all the time, that's where you want to be. That's always, that's like the front row, right? For me.
Yeah. Well, especially at a lot of bars where that's the show. Like you're getting a show, and especially when you see a guy pouring 5 different ingredients in a drink and shaking it up and putting these wonderful garnishes. It's like you see how much work they do, and and they do it with a smile, and they do it hopefully gracefully, and
So I want to ask you about your process, because you had just said something about pouring 5 ingredients in a drink. When you make a drink, are you doing them one at a time? Let's say you get a large order.
Yeah.
Are you doing one drink at a time?
I do. Okay. There are a lot of bartenders that do work one ingredient. Like
they do it one ingredient at a time.
They'll do lime and whatever needs lime.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Because so there are bartenders that do that. That to me, it's just that seems like overly complicated.
You gotta compartmentalize.
Yeah.
You gotta I don't know. I can do it. I just choose not to.
So for our listeners, just to make it clear, what we're talking about is that if there's an order that comes in for, let's just say 6 drinks, and each drink is different. Some drinks might have orgeat, some drinks might have lime, some drinks might have, a certain kind of rum or a certain kind of modifier, and they go across and they just whichever ones just need lime, and that exact amount of lime for that specific drink, they just do that. And then the next thing that they do is if it's simple syrup or whatever the syrup is, and then they go across, and then they do it by ingredient, not by one drink at a time. There are some artists that do that. Yeah. As a matter of fact, that when they're doing a series of paintings, the color palette that they're using, maybe each of these paintings are going to be similar as far as look and feel. So they use a very similar color palette across each one, and say that they're using orange on, each of these paintings. They'll just, the parts of the painting that require that orange, they do that across each painting, and then they go to the next color. They do that across each painting. Yeah, I haven't really formed that part of my brain. So yet to me, it would be like one at a time seems the most logical for me, but that's how I think, right? That's exactly how I think too. And although I do think it's more efficient to do it that way. Yeah, it's more robotic though, doesn't it seem, right? Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I've only been bartending for about like 3 years. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've been in this industry for about almost 4 or 5, but I didn't make it to bartender for a few years at the Rabbit. Okay. So about a year and a half or 2 years. So as a bartender, what do you like to make the most? What's your favorite drink to make? And then answer after that, what's your favorite drink to enjoy?
Favorite drink to make? I gotta say the Rainbow's Gin Fizz, just because of how intricate it is. Okay. And even and especially the very end of it, where you pour in the soda and you try to get that little float of foam on top.
The foam, that's is that egg whites?
That's egg whites and cream. So it's actually a meringue. Yeah. So it's delicious. It's a little boozy, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a fun drink to make, and even more fun to watch.
That surprises me.
Enjoy.
That surprises me, because isn't that the one that you have to shake like 300 times to get that?
Historically, yes. When it was,
dude, I went to a bar like last year and ordered that. Yeah. And we passed the shaker around the bar because people were getting tired. Like the bartender's like, my arms are tired, and he goes, "You want to help out?" And he gave it to one guy. Yeah. And he was making maybe, in his defense, like 5 of them, because they were all lined up, or 6 of them.
Was this drink on the menu? This drink was on the menu.
I don't remember if it was or wasn't. Yeah. But so he passed it to one guy, and I swear, each person, they just kept shaking and shaking it, and then they'd pass the tin down. It went from one end of the bar to the other end of the bar. Yeah. They gave it back to him, and then he shook it some more. And then when he popped it open and poured that meringue out, it was perfect.
It's beautiful.
But it took like 10 minutes to make that drink, because it got passed all the way around. Everybody took their turn shaking that tin. Yeah.
Throughout the years, people have figured out faster ways of doing it.
Okay, what's your secret? Or is it a secret that
No, it's not a secret. I mean, a lot of people are like doing it their way, but I like to add all the ingredients minus the egg white. So I use gin, lemon, lime, simple syrup, cream, and the orange flower water. I do throw in a little vanilla. That's a little thing I got from Robert. Okay. And I think that's what sets mine a little bit apart. But and then I'll do a wet shake with the ice. And then I will strain it out and then add the egg whites to it.
Oh, okay, and then so the egg whites are, yeah,
and then from there, I'll give it a nice long shake just to...
well, I think the egg whites were done separately, too, with where I... Okay. Yeah. I wasn't really watching. I just knew what he was making. Yeah. And I thought, I didn't really watch, like, him build the drink before he got to that point where he was shaking it.
Yeah. So then I'll do that. Pour it in the glass and then leave it in the fridge, so the cold will help solidify the meringue, and then when you add the soda water, you're just pushing from the bottom up. So I'll create a little tunnel in the middle, pour it in, and then it'll shoot straight up, and you get a nice little head on that.
There you go. Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. Best way to get head on that on your cocktail.
You gotta keep it cold first.
Put it in the fridge.
Put it in the fridge.
So what's your favorite drink to drink?
It's very simple. I don't like making the bartenders work. Just shot in a beer, Boilermaker.
Oh, really?
That's my weapon of
choice.
But
I mean, that's very thoughtful of you and very considerate of the person that's serving the drink to you. But if you could have any, what would be your favorite one?
Anything.
I mean, forget that. How much work is involved, how much it costs, all that kind of stuff.
I like a good daiquiri.
Yeah, that's
like
still.
a good daiquiri. I don't know.
That's still like
It's so easy to make. Yet, sometimes it's almost like a measurement.
Like a good
it's almost
daiquiri
like a measurement
is like
tool.
it is a measurement tool.
Yeah, it's almost like an old fashioned.
Because I use a daiquiri recipe I use it almost as a formula for a lot of my cocktails.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's so perfect, right?
Yeah.
So, and then of course, you modify.
Well, across the board, it's essentially like 5 different drinks you can make. Whiskey sour. You do a gimlet if you wanted to. But the daiquiri in general is something I always gravitate towards too.
Okay.
So it's nice, refreshing. And
what do you like to use in your daiquiri?
I like to use aged rum. I like having aged rum. I'll do a short lime.
Well,
I won't do a full ounce, but I'll do a...
Okay, so what's your proportion for lime and sweet?
Oh, it's 2, a short one, and 3/4 simple syrup.
Okay.
So it's not a full one, but I was shortening.
No, I'm
just
just curious.
Slightly.
I'm curious because I do a 2, 1 1/2.
Yeah.
So I do a 2, 1.
That works for you.
That's what works for me. You do 2, 1 3/4, so it's pretty close.
Yeah.
So and then sometimes I flip that 1 and that half.
Yeah.
If I want it to be sweeter.
Yeah. And a lot of people do say like it depends on your lime juice.
And it also depends on your guest.
It depends on the guest. Yeah. If it's a girl, you might want to up the.
That's what I do.
Syrup.
If it's a girl, I flip it. I flip. I make the tart the half, and I make the sweet the 1.
Yeah.
But then I also like to use on the 2. So the daiquiri is really, it's supposed to highlight the quality of the rum, right? Because if you use a bad rum, you are going to taste that because it's the majority of the cocktail.
Yeah.
So I guess also depends on the rum that I would use.
That's why I like aged rum because adds a little.
Nice and then you'll enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. So. How different are your drinks today? So, for our listeners that don't know, if you're, or maybe that you do know already, if you're following Frank, he went from the Blind Rabbit. He had a little stint at Disney. I don't know if we want to talk about that, or if we just want to bury that in the back of our head.
It was a very short stint. We'll keep it at that.
Well, let's just keep it at that. And then he's now at the Hammer Bar. So how different are your drinks at the Hammer Bar than they were at the Blind Rabbit?
They're more refreshing. Refreshing. I've actually it's funny because I don't, as much as I like Shana beer, refreshing drinks are what I make a lot of. Drinks that I put on menus are generally refreshing drinks, and I actually can't drink most of my drinks because they're just a little too much, a little too sweet. It's funny. I'll take I'll test them and try them out, but
that's funny.
If I sat down with any of my own drinks, I'm like, wow,
that's funny because there's a fingerprint I've found to a lot of bartenders, or even bars in general, right? So if you get down to False Idol, I believe that, and the palate that I think that I enjoy the most is the palate that they've created cocktails for at either Smuggler's Cove or False Idol. They taste very similar to me.
Yeah. It's similar. It's Martin Cate.
It's Martin Cate. Yeah. My favorite bar is Tiki Tea. I think the drinks there are a little bit on the sweeter side. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I've said to people before is whether you order a Scorpion or a Mai Tai or, you name it, name the drink at Tiki Tea. It tastes like that drink. It tastes like it's supposed to, but it still tastes like a Tiki Tea drink, right? And it's the ingredients that they use and maybe the proportions that in their recipe. But what I'm getting at is that that bar has a fingerprint, just like the False Idol and Smuggler's Cove bars have a fingerprint.
Okay.
Just like there's all kinds of different fingerprints that are kind of inherent to the bars that they belong to. And that's interesting that you have a fingerprint with your cocktails. Yeah. Because you say, my drinks they're too sweet for me. Yeah. So you know what your drinks taste like.
Yeah.
So it has a fingerprint.
Yeah, it does.
But that's interesting.
Well, at the same time, you do make drinks to guests where the area you're at. Like, you got to play to your guests at the same time. Because you can't go too experimental because it might go over a lot of people's heads.
Sure.
Or you'll get a lot of questions like, what is an Amaro? What is this and that? And
well, I guess
it's not a bad thing. It's
that depends on your audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a guy like me, if you told me, you know what, I'm going to try something.
Yeah.
I'd be totally excited about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I drink a lot.
Yeah.
And
see, a lot of people don't drink a lot. A lot of people have the vodka soda background.
Yeah.
And so,
but I mean, like, I'm not an alcoholic or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is that I think I might know my way around.
It's your hobby.
A cocktail hobby.
It's a nice hobby.
It's a hobby. And
lifestyle,
I think my palate is refined enough. That sounds so douchey, but I think it's refined enough to distinguish one bar from the next, one drink from the next.
Yeah.
So when a bartender says they want to try something new, I get excited about that.
That's good,
right?
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about Andrew.
Okay.
Because he's not here.
Sorry, bud.
So, Andrew, we're going to give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Andrew was one of the guys over at the Blind Rabbit, and he created a lot of the drinks over there. And then now he's over at Exhibition Room, which is a speakeasy in the back of Roxanne's in Long Beach. And he was like your mentor.
I still consider my mentor.
Yeah.
I still do consider him, yeah.
So he had great drinks. I love Andrew's drinks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm curious how much of his style, or again, we're talking about fingerprints, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much of his fingerprint is part of your fingerprint?
I wouldn't. Well, it definitely is in cocktails, but it's more about how you hold yourself up around a bar.
Okay.
How you treat guests.
Yeah.
Him and I are very similar. Where we're very, very we're quiet.
Okay.
We make our drinks. We're kind of doing our thing. Not that we don't talk. If you talk to us, we generally will talk back.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
We're usually pretty we're like the kind of silent, strong types.
Yeah.
Not physically, but
it took a while for me to break down Andrew. I mean, he was always very stoic when I'd come into the bar.
Okay, that's the word, stoic.
And it not in a bad way.
No, not at all.
He was just concentrating on his work, focusing.
I mean, people watch him. It's like you could tell that they're really into what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if people do that with me, but and
I don't know. I'm going to watch now.
Yeah. Well, I am working later today, so you can sit around. But in terms of cocktails, I learned. I think maybe that's where I got my sweetness from. My refreshing style of drinks. I learned a lot through him. I learned a ton through him.
Yeah.
So I've always appreciated. I did do a competition the other week.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was in a competition.
Was
it was here at the Cook's Chapel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
did you post about it? I didn't see that.
No, it was my first competition. I was
okay. All right.
I only had a week notice, and
I just went to a whiskey competition last night. I like going to these bartender competitions. Yeah.
I was kind of embarrassed. I don't say embarrassed. It was my first competition. I don't do competitions. It drives me nuts.
I totally would have went there to cheer you on. Cheer you on.
No, I guess I was a little nervous, and I just didn't. I was just kind of my first one. I didn't know what to expect. So I kept the look. I got third place.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. But the thing was anyone that placed won the same award. So I kind of felt like I'm the winner too.
So there you go.
Felt like I won.
There you go. Hey,
it was good. But that drink was actually, I told Andrew because he was actually there.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Yeah. And so I actually, that was actually based on one of his cocktails. And I definitely had to ask him. I was like, hey, Andrew, I'm doing this drink. It's like, hey, if I use it, but I mean, it's in the spirit of that cocktail.
Yeah.
And so,
dude, totally respectful of you to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, is that a thing between bartenders?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. People are like, oh, look at that guy. He took my recipe and all he did was change the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
now renamed it.
I don't know what the rule is on that. I don't know if there's a golden rule that...
Etiquette.
Etiquette or... I just know that I was...
I can tell you in stand-up comedy, man, you can't be doing that, borrowing people's jokes.
I mean, you're going to get caught real fast in that one. Right. So that's a small circuit.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah. So, so I kind of let him know and...
Yeah.
Was just, he's... definitely okay with it, and he was there. And
are you going to be doing competitions in the future?
I don't plan on.
You just wanted to try it and just see what it was like.
I didn't even want to try. I was over at Hammer.
They sent you.
Yeah, since it was here, they were like, "Hey, we need someone from Hammer to represent," and
you're our guy.
I was literally standing right behind them, and they're like, "Frank, you're doing it." I was like, "What?" They're like, you have a gin cocktail you can make? I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you're doing
well,
it.
you know what? That's kind of cool though, because that means they trust your skills.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Don't take it the wrong way. I love to represent them. I was just. Again,
I get it. You told me a few minutes ago that you're more of a subdued kind of personality.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I don't really. I just want to do what I do and do it well. Maybe have my. I like having regulars and having my own little.
Yeah. I think you're very good at what you do.
Thank you.
So I think they're lucky to have you. I think Disney fucked up. I really do.
No, I mean they.
Well, it's very diplomatic of you to say. No, I'm not going to. We're not going to talk. I'm not going to put them on the hot seat. But I think that they. Let's just say this. I think that they lost an opportunity in having you there.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my time there. It just don't think I'm a good fit yet. Put it that way.
All right.
So, and we left on great terms and
good. Yeah. You never want to burn that bridge.
No, Disney. Plus, I'm an annual pass member now too. So,
so I'm there, dude, man, baller. I can't afford that.
So. I don't have any kids. I just have 3 cats.
Yeah, I've got a wife and 2 kids, and if we did it, so whatever the cost is now, I don't even know because I just know I can't afford it.
Yeah.
You take that and you multiply it by 4. That's what it costs for me to have annual passes at Disney.
Yeah. So.
But hey, it is what it is, man. That's the cost of inflation. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So. All right, I got some fun questions for you.
All right.
I don't know if you've ever heard the podcast before. You can say no; it won't hurt my feelings.
I have.
Oh, awesome, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Sometimes I do these questions with my guests. Sometimes I don't. Okay. Sometimes I change them up. But I'm going to do some with you right now because I think these are going to be fun.
All right.
So, if you could have any superpower, what would you choose?
Ooh. Probably teleportation.
Oh, dude.
Time is money.
Yeah, that's a great one.
If I can just blink and end up in Paris.
Yeah. That's a great one.
That'd be a dream.
I have something that I thought that you were going to say. That's one of my favorite answers. The one that I say all the time, which everybody's heard 100 times, is I wish I could eat anything I wanted without getting fat. The other one that somebody mentioned was, I wish that I have 2 cats. I know you've got cats. How many do you have?
3.
3. You have 3. Yeah. So you probably would love to be able to communicate with them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Because cats aren't like dogs where you can kind of communicate with a dog.
Yeah.
But with a cat, like, what are you thinking when you're just staring at me?
Yeah.
When I'm asking you,
like you give me a mean look, but I don't think you mean to give me this dirty look.
Right. Well, it's just, like, how come you're not eating your food? You were just bugging me about it.
Yeah,
you
were screaming for it.
Yeah. Or would you leave your sister alone? I mean, like, maybe he's like, oh, I'm just playing.
Yeah. They're playing because they're like slapping each other.
Right.
And you see fur flying.
And they're growling.
Yeah.
Right. So that was one of them. But yeah, teleportation's a great one. I love that one.
Yeah. I mean, imagine just waking up 5 minutes before work and just.
I want to have lunch in Tahiti.
Yeah.
Done. Boom.
Yeah. Boom.
All right. Let's try another question. If you could spend time with anyone, real or fictitious, dead or alive, who would you choose?
Fictitious. Oh, man.
Real or fictitious, dead or alive. So it could be Bruce Lee or it could be Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Let me think about that one.
We can go back to that one. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
If a movie were to be made about your life, who do you think should play you? Or who would you want to play you?
Someone to play me?
Yeah, if a movie was to be made about your life. I always say that The Rock would play me because I look so much like... Because we're like twins, right?
Yeah.
Like people always mistake me for the...
You just put a little wig on and... just put a little wig on and you're good. I'd probably... it's kind of like... And shooting in a fish barrel, there's only so many Asian actors.
Well, they don't have to be Asian. I mean, you could say Samuel Jackson. You could, every time you're working in the bar, someone says something, and you turn to them, and you say, "I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing."
Yes. Okay. Well, with that said, okay. I'm probably gonna say, oh my God, what's his name? Who played Bane in
Bane.
Is it The Dark Knight?
Oh yeah, it was Dark Knight. Oh, why is that escaping me? I don't know who played that.
He was in Peaky Blinders.
You
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
and he was in Inception.
This happens to me.
You know what? I wanted to say Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, dude, I could totally see that.
Thank you.
I could totally see that.
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
Now that I brought up Inception, it just brought me back to him, and I love watching that guy. So,
I love him too, man. He's cool. I like that guy a lot.
He's like one of the few child actors that made it out alive.
Okay. Yeah. He was from Third Rock. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that guy. So, I was gonna say Henry Cho. Was it not Henry Cho? What's his name?
John Cho.
The
guy from
Henry Cho is a
American
stand-up comedian. So John Cho, he was in Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. Dude, he's like, isn't he like 40 something or?
He's like my age. He might even be older than me.
He's really old.
Yeah, he's really old.
But he looks nothing like that.
Dude, it's the Asian genetics.
Yeah, yellow
man.
don't mellow, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Dang.
There you go.
And I'm slowly carrying that gene too.
Well, do you want to say how old you are?
36.
Oh, dude, you're a baby still. Dude, I'm in my 50s.
Dang.
I'm 51.
See, you look great.
Oh, thanks.
You look great.
I could lose 20 pounds, but I think that'll make me look younger.
No, I think The Rock was the right choice for. That was a good one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, I just had a story. Oh no, I'd like to meet Walt Disney.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's someone. Well,
okay. So,
love to pick his brain on.
If you could spend time with anyone real or fictitious, dead or alive, okay.
I think that might be the one.
There's quite a few. I used Bruce Lee as an example because that is one.
Yeah.
That I think. Although I wonder how pretentious he would be with all that philosophy that he spits out.
That's the thing. I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah, he'd probably disapprove of the way I live my life.
Yeah. How many? You drink what? How many times a day?
And I used Ferris Bueller because I think it'd be fun to hang out with him for a day. As a matter of fact, I'm such a big fan of Ferris Bueller, I named one of my cats Ferris.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
that's
so
cute.
He's named after Ferris Bueller.
All right. He'd be a fun character.
Yeah.
Because you would just randomly end up
you would
crashing someone's car in someone's ditch.
Yeah, you would whatever you're doing, you're not supposed to be doing it, but you'd be having the time of your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So those are the two for me that pop at the top of my head. Another one would be like my great grandfather, like family member that I haven't met, and then his great grandfather or his grandfather. I'd like to really kind of know my lineage.
Yeah.
So that's the good, nice PC answer.
There
right?
you go. PC.
Okay. Should we keep going with these?
Keep it rolling, man.
All right. Do you have any guilty pleasures?
Guilty pleasures.
And it doesn't have to just be music, because people interpret that as music a lot of times.
I was thinking in terms of alcohol.
Oh, it could be that too. Or you could say that you really enjoy eating cotton candy.
I was saying White Claw.
White Claw. You know what? I've never had White Claw.
It's having like a little resurgence apparently, but
I've never had it.
I know a lot of people.
It has been having a resurgence because I've been seeing a lot of. I mean, they've been using it in a lot of ingredients and popping up at events and stuff.
Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know, White Claw is a spiked seltzer.
I didn't know that.
It's good.
Do you guys have some at Hammer?
No, we don't. But if you go to the Iron Press, they
have some at Iron Press.
They have a mango one. Yeah,
okay.
I do recommend it. I've had that one. And I've had blackberry.
Okay,
and both are really nice too.
White Claw. Okay,
to sit around with and. Yeah.
Did they change ownership or something?
I have no idea.
So, because that spike could be that they're under new ownership and there's a whole new marketing team and campaign behind it.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole thing about LaCroix and soda water, being huge, and I think along came with it is alcoholic seltzers and soda waters, whatever you want to call it. Just came along with it, and White Claw was one of them, and now there's a ton of brands who are following suit and yeah.
Anything else?
What that I can think of.
Okay.
I'm sure there are. Maybe I just don't want to say it. I don't know.
Yeah, let me think about this. So music-wise, there's a lot of stuff that I like. I like Hall & Oates. I like 80s music.
Oh, that's not a guilty. That's like
Phil Collins.
That's great. No,
do I look like though that I like Hall & Oates? I mean, because it's is it okay to like that? I mean, is that not
it is
cool?
I think when you put on Hall & Oates, especially at the Hammer Bar, you're gonna see some heads bobbing. You're gonna see.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna see people like mouthing it. You're like, yes, got him.
Okay.
I know I do it.
So there you go. So there's that, and then let's see, what else do I like? Guilty pleasure.
I want to say I like boy band music, old boy band music.
Dude,
is that guilty? That's guilty pleasure.
That's
right?
guilty pleasure for sure.
Yeah,
man.
I'm 100% guilty of that.
Dude, someone said to me, because I pointed out there was a song playing, and someone said, "Oh man, I hate this NSYNC bullshit," and I was like, "That's Backstreet Boys."
Get it right.
Someone said to me, he looks at me and he says, "How do you know it's Backstreet Boys?" I said, "Because I have this CD."
Yeah.
Why do you have that CD? Like, because I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine. Yeah, boy band stuff I do.
Oh yeah,
guilty pleasure.
You know, it's
I'm gonna get such shit for this now.
Oh, dude. I think a lot of people know I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we'll go down the street to the juke joint, and there's a jukebox there, and you bet there's gonna be some boy band music or some like old 90s music. I just put it on, and then at the same time, you see people sing along.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like 90s hip hop.
Yeah,
I like.
Oh yeah,
I like just the best stuff of yacht rock.
Okay,
a lot of people hate yacht rock, but I like yacht rock because it reminds me of my youth. It's nostalgic to me.
Oh, it's very nostalgic.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
So, okay. So, any other ones that we want to share?
If I think of something, we'll
throw that out.
Yeah, I'll come back to that.
All right. What's on your bucket list?
Bucket list. Most of it is just traveling. The farthest I've gone was south of Costa Rica, and I've only gone as far as Hawaii and New York. So I really want to go past that.
What are your top three?
Top three. Does Asia count? Just say Asia, and that's like one.
Yeah. Or is it Asia? Is Southeast Asia specifically?
I would love. Well, I'm Vietnamese, so I would love to go to Vietnam.
Were you born there?
No, I was not born there, but my family is from there.
Have you ever been?
No, not at all. So I'd love to go.
I hear it's awesome.
Yeah,
and it's cheap. I hear it's cheap. Yeah. I hear it's beautiful. I hear the people are awesome. Like, and the food.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list.
Yeah, and also Japan, because
that's on my list.
I think everyone I've known has gone to Japan, and they just can't rave about it.
And it's the exact opposite, right? It's expensive. The people are rude.
There's like an actual city.
You're in the city. You're not in the tropics.
Yeah. And probably say Thailand, only because
Thailand.
Same thing as Vietnam.
So it's all Asian.
Yeah, it's all like.
Let me ask you this.
I mean, I would love to go to like England and Italy and France, Paris,
Europe.
South Africa would be nice.
Like my wife loves Europe. That's like on her list.
Yeah.
My stuff is all tropics. But she's a girl. Europe is a popular answer for.
It's kind of romanticized.
Yeah, because it's romantic. Yeah. So along this line, what are your favorite foods? What do you like to eat?
Foods. Tacos, pizza.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, actually, if you call that a vice, I would say that's a big vice of mine is tacos, like just junk food. I love junk food.
So do I.
Yeah.
So
gas station nachos.
Yeah. So the AM PM nachos.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, that unlimited cheese.
The reason why I asked that is because my favorite foods are all Asian.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love Asian food.
Like obviously I'm Filipino. My favorite food is going to be Filipino food.
Yeah.
And then a close second is Chinese food, and then Japanese food, Vietnamese food, and Thai food. They're all kind of like, they're all in the same ranking. Yeah. It just depends on the mood, but those are always my top choices.
Yeah.
And then because I grew up in America, I guess a good cheeseburger.
A good cheeseburger goes a long way, man.
Good cheeseburger and Mexican food. Those are kind of equally weighted.
Yeah.
I'm not really even that big a fan of Italian food, which freaks out a lot of people,
It's good. It's not high on my list either.
For me, it's not very creative. It's pasta and sauce, and the pasta is just it's flat, it's round, it's all just pasta.
But there's like 20 different names, but
right?
it's the same.
And then there's only two sauces, right? Yeah. It's tomato based or it's cream based.
Yeah. And
okay, so shoot me. Because people always freak out when I say that.
You're going to get flack on that one.
Totally. Okay. How are we looking on time? Okay, so let's wrap this up soon. I'm going to ask you one last fun question, and it actually has 3 parts. So these are the 3 parts. If you could have 3 wishes, what would they be?
3 wishes. One is to have... Is unlimited money a wish?
Sure.
I mean, not that I'm like a big, money person, but
unlimited wishes could be a wish.
I just no, that's cheating. I say like just a ton of money so that I'm just comfortable. The thing is, I would still be doing what I'm doing, regardless of how much money I have, because I actually enjoy this industry. I've always told like, people I work with, like, if I can do this for free, I do it for free.
Yeah.
But I don't. So.
Yeah.
But I don't. 2. Man, I'm a very simple person, to be honest. I don't.
That's all you need, right? If you have unlimited money, you can kind of have whatever you want.
Everything I need. Yeah. Maybe like have all my, because I have 3 cats. I maybe just give them unlimited life or something. Like maybe have them die
Immortality?
when I die. Yeah, or have them die when I die, or with when my fiance.
Okay.
One of us passes away. I actually just proposed to my girlfriend.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, dude, actually, congratulations.
It's been a week, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow, congratulations. When are you planning on getting married?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea.
You just wanted to take it to the next level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about time, so.
And she said yes?
Sure did. And we did it, and I asked her at Disneyland.
So. Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Did you do it in front of a crowd?
Nope. No, that's not my... Okay. Yeah, if anyone knows me, I'm not that type of person. I went on my favorite ride, the Peter Pan's flight, or attraction.
Oh, nice.
It's not a ride.
Yeah, it's an attraction. Yeah.
And we're flying over to London, because, I've never been there. And proposed to her when we were looping over there.
You had to do that quick, man, because you're in that room only for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, you're in there for 3 seconds, and the whole ride is 5 seconds. Right. So, I had to do it quick, and it's funny because it was dark. So I threw the ring in front of her. Well, I didn't throw it, but I placed in front of her, and she's like, "Are you sure? Wait, what? Are you sure?" And I was like, "The ring's right in front of your face," but she couldn't see it, and I was like, "Give me your hand." She's like, "Oh my god!" And so,
awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How long are you guys dating?
Almost 5 years. 5 years in December. Okay. So, and when you're older, it's no big deal. Like,
well, by 5 years,
Yeah.
The first year or 2, you're still like,
just figure things out. Yeah. So, I think
that's awesome.
It's gonna be good. Yeah. Pretty stoked.
Very cool, man.
Katie, I love you.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy. Yeah, shout her out. What's her name?
Katie.
Katie, congratulations, Katie.
Yeah.
From all of us at Inside the Desert Oasis Room, which is just me.
And we're not inside the Desert
Oasis Room.
Packing House.
So for people that are hearing like the motorcycles and the delivery horns. Trucks in reverse and horns and other people talking and that kind of stuff, we are outside the packing house in Anaheim.
Beautiful Anaheim. Nice. Really nice weather.
Anaheim. Yeah. On a sunny, is it fall now? Is it considered fall?
I think it is fall, yeah.
Technically now, yeah. So, on a sunny fall October day. So, all right, that was how many was that? 2 wishes? You wished for unlimited money,
and then longevity for my pets.
For your pets.
Yeah. Third one, I guess, just be happy.
Yeah, happiness. Yeah,
just happiness. Yeah, I think. More importantly, if I do have those 2 things, and if I'm not happy, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Robert.
Oh, there's Robert. Let's see if we can flip.
Robert, upstairs.
He didn't see us. All right.
Oh, okay. Darn. That would be fun to bring him in.
Would have been cool to bring him in. But you know what? Let me text him right now.
Yeah.
Where's my phone?
Can you edit this part out?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it? Do you?
Oh no.
Okay.
Because the viewer listeners are like, "What is going on?"
I'll make it so that it's more listener friendly.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me see. Robert Adamson. I'm going to say, I see you.
It's creeping out.
He's going to be like, okay. All right. He's going to picture me like with my eye through a sniper rifle.
He's going to look through like little nooks and crannies in the packing house.
Okay, so I've never actually asked the 3 wishes question before. I usually like to answer these along with my guest. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to answer this along with you. I like unlimited money. I think that. Yeah, I was going to say unlimited resources for like whatever it is that I need resources for. I guess money's part of that.
Money kind of.
But if you have unlimited money, you can have unlimited resources.
Yeah,
because
that's it. Kind of took care.
It kind of takes care of
everything.
Right?
Yeah,
I do like happiness.
Yeah,
and I wanted to throw a harem or something in there. Is that bad?
No, that is not bad at all.
I'm Asian, right? Didn't they have harems like in the day?
Well, yeah. I think like definitely during like the 1500s or whatever. Like, I mean, it was a thing back then, right?
I don't know.
Actually, another figure I would like to talk to is Genghis Khan.
Okay.
I don't know why that guy has seen some things.
So is he considered a good guy or a bad guy?
He's kind of both. I mean, he slaughtered a ton of people.
Yeah. So, that's why I'm asking.
But at the same time, he kind of
unified China, right?
Yeah, he pretty much did. Yeah.
So you know that what King Kamehameha is famous for, or maybe not as famous as he should be for, is that he united the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah.
Right. Those islands were warring islands. They had their own kings, and Kamehameha one by one conquered each island to where when they got to Kauai, which was the last island, Kauai just seceded because they were by themselves, and Kamehameha had owned ruled all these other islands already. The question in my mind, though, is that he is hailed as a hero, and I can see why by uniting the islands. But when those islands were being conquered, was he hailed as a hero at that time? Was he looked like a bad guy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You don't know. Like,
you don't know, right?
Yeah, because, you look at a lot of historical figures, like even like Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Is he a good guy? I mean, he killed a ton of people, right?
Right.
Like people who have...
Yeah, there's definitely was slaughter when this happened, right?
Caesar.
Do you watch...
you can...
Do you watch any of the Marvel movies?
Yes, all of them.
You watch... Okay, so you're an MCU fan.
Oh, I'm a huge... Yeah, I grew up with Marvel, DC.
Okay,
but I'm a
Marvel fan too. I mean, like,
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I got a Spider-Man. Like, this was the logo at the top of the Marvel comics.
Yeah. Then the
top left
corner,
and it was in a yellow rectangle.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I just made that a yellow diamond instead, just to change it up. But what I'm getting at is Odin. He's considered like all wise, and he's like considered a hero, right? Because he united the 9 realms. Yeah. But you see how much bloodshed there is in these movies, right?
You literally see it. He's like,
and you see that he's like what fighting. It took to like, was it the Frost Giants?
The Frost Giants. Yeah.
He had peace with them, but like in some of the earlier movies, they were warring because they wanted, I guess, did it have anything to do with one of these Infinity Stones, or were they like? So
that's what I remember.
What I'm getting at is that although there is, unification of these 9 realms, there necessarily isn't peace.
Yeah. Right? It's like, is it peace? Well, and then you look at...
Is it peace?
And then you look at Odin's daughter, Hela. She's like the goddess of war.
Yeah.
And like she was going nuts, and so he had to like shut her up and like seal her away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's... there's a lot of bloodshed in that.
Yeah, it's kind of questionable.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. If you watch Thor Ragnarok, when she goes down and she goes down to the vault and frees her, raise her old army, like there was a lot of war.
There's a lot of war,
but that war
every
brought
one
back,
of
the 9 realms.
Yeah.
Or protected the 9 realms.
Protected it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. That's weird. It's I guess food for thought.
It's food for thought. So. With that said, I think we'll wrap things up. I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to sit down to the podcast.
Absolutely. I'm glad we finally got to get together.
I'm so happy that we got together. Is there anything that you want to promote?
You know what? When is this being released?
I was going to release it this Friday.
Friday? I think by that time, I'm allowed to say that I'm actually coming back to the Blind Rabbit.
Oh, shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah.
When do you start?
I don't know yet, but I talked to Robert and Ying but last week, and I'm coming back.
Cool,
I will be at
cool.
Hammer.
So you'll be at both bars.
I'll be at both bars. We talked, and
Will you be doing anything with strong water?
No, not as of yet.
Okay.
I do have some piece of it, but right now I'm gonna see what I could give to the Blind Rabbit, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully more great things will follow that.
Okay, so very cool, man. Dude, that's great news. I have I probably shouldn't be saying this either. So, I have something happening in the future.
Yeah.
That hopefully you'll be making an appearance at too. So, that I'd be excited.
Just let me know
to have you be a part of. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
And for those of you that are reading through the lines, it's probably what you think it is.
It's exactly what you think it is, folks. He's just not going to really say it.
So I'm not going to really say it now, but I'll just leave it at that. But so anyway, thanks again. Do we want to throw your social media out there, or is that a private thing?
No, they can find me at on Instagram. It's Frank Bui, like a floating. It's Franken with.
Like Frankenstein.
It's Franken, Bui, Buoy, like a floaty thingy.
There you go.
Yeah, that's.
So follow our friend Frank at Frank Bui. And if you have any questions, comments, or just want to leave a shout out, stop by our group page on Facebook, Inside the Desert Oasis Room. You can follow us on Instagram at Polynesian Pop. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes or try to get on a future episode, drop us a line at desertoasisroom.com. Not all of our previous episodes. I'd say like the last maybe 30 are there, because I can't keep. I think that you're going to be episode number 146.
Nice.
And my server's full. So I've been deleting a lot of the old ones. So, but if you guys want to check out some previous episodes, go there. There will probably be I think the most recent 30, or you can go to polynesianpop.podomatic.com for the last maybe 85. Anything before that, I think, is gone. So, but anyway, thanks, Frank.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're working right now, right?
Yeah, I'll be working, in a little bit.
Okay, so maybe I'll have a drink with you before I leave. All right, cheers, party people.
All right, bye, everyone.